In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the AC condenser on your Kia Optima, located in the front of the vehicle behind the bumper. Let's get started. Before we go ahead and start this job, you want to make sure you bring the vehicle to an AC professional to remove the freon from the vehicle. We need to make sure the vehicle is cold to the touch because we're going to be opening the radiator. So go ahead and take the cap off. Put it to the side, and now we're gonna go ahead and drain it. To drain the coolant, we're gonna go ahead and go under the vehicle. If your vehicle has a tray, it's gonna have 4 10mm bolts located around the front of the vehicle. Go ahead and remove those now. After that, you're gonna see the drain for the radiator. Before you open that, make sure you have a drain pan to pick up the fluid. So go ahead and crack that open. And now just let it drain. Now that it's done draining, we're gonna go ahead and close the valve. Next up, we're gonna disconnect the lower hose for the radiator. Using needle nose locking pliers, go ahead and move the clamp away from the hose towards the inside. Before you take this hose out, make sure you have a pan underneath because some coolant may still come out. And now we should be able to twist the hose off. Now we can go ahead and grab the hose and move it away from the radiator. Now we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the transmission cooler lines that are connected to the radiator. We're gonna have 2 of them. There's one right here and one right here. Using a pair of needle nose pliers, go ahead and move the clamp. And before you do this, make sure you have an oil drain pan so you can catch all the oil. Go ahead and move the line out of the way. And now we have access to the one on top. We're gonna be doing the same thing. Now we can go ahead and get the line away from the radiator. Now we're gonna go and move on top. Now that we drained the coolant, we're gonna go ahead and put the cap back on. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna be removing this part of the intake. Using a 10mm socket, take these 2 bolts out. Once you have those out, you can simply grab onto it and pull it out. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna be removing the overflow hose that connects to the radiator. And for that, I'm gonna use a pry tool. We're gonna go ahead and put it right on the hose and pry it out. You wanna make sure that you leave this hose facing up. If not, some of the coolant that's on the reservoir is gonna leak out of it. Next up, we're gonna be moving this clamp. Using a pair of needle nose pliers, go ahead and move it. Move it inwards. And now we should be able to grab onto the hose, twist it a little bit to take it off. Using a 10mm socket, go ahead and remove this bolt. Grab onto the hose and just simply move it out of the way. Next up, we're gonna be removing the radiator fan. And for that, we're gonna start by taking off these 2 connectors. For the top one, simply grab onto the clip and pull it out. For this one, we're gonna be doing the same exact thing. Grab onto the clip, press on it, and take it out. Go ahead and move the connectors out of the way. Next up, we're gonna have two 10mm bolts, one right here and one on the opposite side. Go ahead and take those out. Using a 10mm socket, go ahead and take that bolt out. Go ahead and remove this one. Now that we have the cooling fan disconnected and those two bolts off, we're gonna go ahead and pry on this tab right here. We're gonna have two, one on each side of the fan. We're gonna go ahead and pry a little bit and lift up. We're gonna be doing the same on the opposite side. And once you have that off, you can simply grab onto the assembly and lift it out. With the fan out of the way, we're gonna remove these two 10mm bolts. Using a 10mm socket, go ahead and take them out. Do the same on this one. And now there's gonna be two more on the opposite side. We're going to grab onto the radiator. We're gonna move it forward and we're gonna remove both of these on each side. Just go ahead and take those out and put them to the side. Now go ahead and grab onto the radiator assembly. Pick it up and just move it forward. Using a flathead screwdriver, we're gonna have two of these tabs on each side. Go ahead and pry a little bit on it. Grab onto the AC condenser and slide it up. We're gonna be doing the same on the opposite side. Okay. Once you get both sides on clip, grab onto the AC condenser. Just move it forward, away from the radiator. Now simply grab onto the radiator and just pull it out. Now we have access to our AC condenser. There's gonna be two 10mm nuts holding the two lines. Go ahead and take those off. Next up, we're gonna grab onto the lines and we're just gonna wiggle them little by little to pull them off. Now that we have the nuts out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and wiggle the lines side to side just to pull them out. Do the same on both of them. Be very careful not to bend it too much. It could damage the line. Move the lines out of the way. And now we should be able to grab onto the assembly and pull it out. Before we install the new AC condenser, we want to take a look at the two O-rings that are located on each of the lines. Being very careful, I'm going to use a 90-degree angle pick and I'm going to pull them off. It is recommended to always replace these O-rings when you do this type of job. Being very careful not to score the line or anything, pull it off. Here's one of them, and do the same on the small line. And here's the other one. And now we can go ahead and install the new ones. Starting with the big one, slide it in. And do the same on the small one. Before we install the AC condenser, the new one is gonna come with a separate set of studs. We're gonna go ahead and install those. You should be able to simply spin them out by hand and just bottom it out. Do the same on the other one. Now we're ready to bring it back to the vehicle. Now go ahead and install the AC condenser the same way that the old one came out. Get it in position. Now that we have it in position, go ahead and remove the covers. We're gonna start by putting the small line in. Line it up with the hole. Push it in place. Go ahead and start the knot by hand. And do the same on the other line. We're gonna go ahead and get those snug. Now we can go ahead and torque those to 5 foot-pounds. Do the same on the other one. Now that we have the radiator, go ahead and slide it in. Get it as close as you can. Before we put it in position, we want to reattach the AC condenser onto the radiator. We're gonna be grabbing the AC condenser and we're gonna be attaching this little flap to the side of the radiator. We're gonna be doing that on both sides. Once you have it in position, go ahead and clip it in. Do the same on the other side. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the bottom of the radiator lined up with the grommet. Make sure you do the same on both sides. Now we can go ahead and install the top of the radiator support. Simply grab onto the radiator, slide it in. We're gonna let it go. Gonna go ahead and line it up with these holes. Install the bolts by hand. And do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and get them snug. Now we can install the radiator fan strap. Simply slide it in the same way that it came out. And you want to pay attention to the bottom of it. Make sure you line it up with the radiator. Now install the 10mm bolt that goes right here. Snug it up. Do not over tighten that. That is going onto plastic. It will crack. Do the same on the other side. Now we can install the two connectors that go onto the fan. Start with the big one. Clip it in. Just give it a light tug. Make sure that it is in place. And do the same on the top one. Now we can install the coolant overflow tank hose to the radiator. Simply line it up and push it in. Go ahead and install the upper radiator hose. Slide it in. And now lined up this bracket. Start these bolts by hand. Go ahead and get it snug. Reinstall the clamp. We're gonna install the hose that goes on this one. And now reinstall the clamp. We're gonna be doing the same on this one. Push it in. Make sure you bottom it out. And reinstall the clamp. Next up, we're gonna install the bottom radiator hose. Slide it in and push it all the way in. Once you have it in place, go ahead and reinstall the clamp. If your vehicle had the bottom tray, you will go ahead and install it now. We're gonna move on to the top. Since we replaced the radiator, we have to top off the transmission, since the transmission uses the radiator as a cooler. So using a long extension, we want to go ahead and take this cap off. Get it loose. Go ahead and take it off. We're gonna go ahead and grab a funnel. And using the recommended fluid by the manufacturer, go ahead and top it off. Go ahead and take the funnel off. Move it out of the way. Reinstall the plug. Go ahead and get it snug. Do not over tighten this. This is a plastic plug. Using some degreaser, go ahead and spray off the area. And wipe off any excess oil that might have leaked. Go ahead and reinstall the intake piece that goes right here. Now we can install the piece of the intake. Simply slide it in. You want to go ahead and line it up in the back. Push it in, line up the holes, and start those bolts by hand. Snug it up. Now it's time to fill in the radiator. Go ahead and install a funnel. Using the recommended fluid by the manufacturer, go ahead and fill in your radiator. Once you have the radiator filled, turn the vehicle on. You want to go ahead and let it idle until the fans kick on. Go ahead and top off the fluid if you need to. Go ahead and remove the funnel. Install your cap. Now that everything is back together, go ahead and bring the vehicle back to get the AC Freon back into the vehicle. And that'll be job done.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.